Okay, we have a beer that I was debating whether or not to review because we reviewed what I thought had been this beer 7 years ago from Sam Adams, and I thought it was called White Christmas. And when I reviewed it 7 years ago, I thought it was one of the worst beers I ever had in my entire life. I didn't really find any irreversible evidence or any evidence to confirm, I should say, that this is the same exact beer. This is a beer that they're putting in their winter variety pack now. And I think it's the same beer with a different title. Not entirely sure. So we're going to try this again anyway. And I really wanted to give this another taste because I don't think anyone really thinks that this beer is like the worst ever. For some reason I did at the time, and the beer that I remember hating the most was probably that Blue Dog beer years ago, that Budweiser Blue, Wild Blue, or whatever it was called, not Blue Dog. I think it was called Wild Blue, something like that. So let's give this one a taste, and maybe we're giving it a second chance. Maybe this is a brand new beer in its entirety that wasn't like the last one. So, Holiday White Ale from Boston Beer Company. This is that Witbier style that you see in your Allagash White, your Hoegaarden, and of course White Christmas, which we had reviewed 7 years ago. Check out that review, and you'll see how much disdain I have for that. So we're looking for that, pale, cloudy, unfiltered look to it. Usually they're spiced with coriander, orange peels, maybe other spices. Settling in between 4 and 7% ABV, IBUs 10 to 20. And this beer is right in the middle of that range, 5.8% ABV. It uses two-row pale and Ida Pils malts, and cinnamon, nutmeg, and orange peel. And I kind of remember the cinnamon and nutmeg from that White Christmas beer. That's why I'm thinking maybe this is the same beer with a different name. As far as the hops go, they use Spalter Noble, and it's available November through January. This has a freshness date enjoyed by April. So currently November. This is a brand new fresh beer. So let's see what we got here as we pour this into a Weizen glass. Of course, you could pour this into I think this would be a Pilsner glass, huh? Maybe Weizen Pilsnery. They do recommend tulip for this style, but I was thinking more along the wheat beer side would be better for this style of glass. Nice frothy head, about 2 fingers or so, I would say. Very hazy, kind of pour. You see that orangey color, citrusy kind of look to it that we're used to with this style. Aroma-wise, definitely getting a little bit of the hint of the cinnamon and nutmeg in this as well. By the way, on the back of the bottle, it does say, "Ah, the holidays, full of friends, family, festive parties, and last-minute gifts and food mishaps. Whatever happens, this beer is your trusty +1, smoothing things over with orange peel and holiday spices." It's from Jim Cook, founder and brewer of Sam Adams. So yeah, I'm getting that weird, that cinnamon nutmeg mix in this. I think that was my problem with White Christmas, was that cinnamon nutmeg in a wheat beer kind of, to me, didn't work. But let's see if they do a little better with this beer, if it's changed at all. I don't know. It's not totally off-putting, but it's just a weird combination of spices. I'm not really getting too much of a lemon. I'm getting a very, very small hint of the orange. But that nutmeg and cinnamon are mixing together to almost get a vanilla-ish kind of aftertaste to it. But a really strange bite. And I don't see this, I really can't see this going with much food either. I don't know what food I would be drinking or eating with this. That's the problem. What does it pair with? I think the website said something like fish, something lighter, I suppose, but trying to even think about fish, if that's something that would go with it. Not a horrible beer. I mean, maybe I had a bad bottle last time. If this is the same beer, I don't know. I don't enough remember the taste of the way it was. I just remember something similar to this, but not really not really as awful as as I remember reviewing it the first time, if that is the case. But not a great cacophony of spices and seasonings in this. I just don't think it really serves it well. I think you could do other styles with a Christmassy beer. I'm going to go ahead and give Holiday White Ale from Sam Adams a 6 out of 10. It looks the part, decent haze on the beer. The aroma has that cinnamony nutmeg smell to it, which is kind of strange. And the taste, I think I admire the experimentation, but as far as achieving what you want to have from a beer of this style, and to try to achieve the taste of holidays, I just don't think it really hit the mark as much. And I'm being a little generous with the rating, quite frankly. It's maybe because an A for effort kind of thing, but much better than I gave it credit for the first time. If this is, again, I know I said it like 12,000 times in this review, but if this is the same beer that I reviewed the first time, so 6 out of 10 for Sam Adams Holiday White Ale. White Christmas? I don't know.